first day of the workshop, Arun readies the participants and their computers. He's going to teach them Star Logo, a visual software programming language.
We use Star Logo as a means for trying to introduce people who are autistic to the programming aspect of computers, because this is a language that is extremely simple to learn. It is very graphic, and with very, very few instructions, you can create very sophisticated and very intelligent programs. For example, here is a program. What this allows me to do is to show the relationship between beetles and grass, how if there is a lot of grass, the population of the beetles goes up, but then as the amount of grass decreases, slowly the beetles all begin to die out. And this is only 9 lines of code, and make it graphic quite easily, and it's really quite easy to learn.
Autism is a neurological disorder. Across world borders, it affects all social and economic classes, and statistics show that cases are on the rise. If autism cases are multiplying, what could be the reasons?
The main factor is, I think, even the doctors and others have become much more aware. Awareness has really come up, and the acceptance by parents and the schools also has helped in identifying such cases. According to recent research, the environmental factors are also taken as one of the reasons for autism. It's not only a genetical predisposition or any other factor, because we have a lot of autistic features coming up, and there is a very strong connection between mercury poisoning and autism. The symptoms are very, very similar.
A new day at the workshop begins with a game. There's also a visit from the IT secretary. He throws light on his government's IT strategy.
I think we've just talked to some of the most brilliant people in the sector, like people like Arun Mehta and others, who are actually sitting with the kids and giving them hands-on training. Our strategy of the state is that no sector should be left uncovered by IT, and the priority of this government has been to ensure that the disabled children are brought into the mainstream, and one of the most important ways to do it is by creating opportunities for their economic growth and to ensure that they can live on their own.
Some progress is already discernible by the morning of day 2. Apurv is able to work on the keyboard with the help of Prerna, a volunteer with enormous patience. Today's session includes a screening of the rushes of our film. Autism is often termed autism spectrum disorders, or ASD. This is because it varies widely in the severity of symptoms. There are also different types of autism, but certain symptoms are basic.
They are not able to communicate, and the imaginative play behavior is not there, and the resistance to any change in routine. So these are the 3 basic ones. Some of the children could be very intelligent, and if given the right intervention and right situation, they could really excel in certain angles. And there are children who are very fast at maths. Some children can have these unusual talents. It is not found in the regular kids.
देखो हम
लाल, ऑरेंज, ब्राउन,
Yellow.
येलो, ग्रीन.
The world of the autistic can be painful and lonely. Perhaps the withdrawal into the self is a coping mechanism. Our workshop is turning out to be an up and down business. By the middle of the third day, most of the boys are bored and restless. Vanchita is in distress.
We need to find a lot more interesting, fun things for the kids to do in between the work sessions, which would be very, very short in fact. So there needs to be, we need to put together a lot of fun software and activities.
It's day 4 of our program and everyone can breathe freely. A trip to Missouri is planned. Autism is present at birth, or the symptoms can appear by the age of 2 or 3, rarely later. Autistics have a normal lifespan, so they must be given the chance of a productive life.
I have a... कौन सा color pattern? Red color.
Resource generation is very, very important. Therefore, the job opportunities that can happen in the IT sector for children who have some disabilities by appropriate training is a priority for the government, and therefore both the social welfare department and the IT department are working very closely with the trusts and the various institutions to ensure that this can be mainstreamed.
During the break in the workshop, Arun has been busy modifying Star logo. He has made it more autism friendly.
Some of the students had very, very basic access issues. Inability to properly click the mouse, that was quite common. That when they clicked, they didn't release the mouse button for a long time. It was a very long click, and that often confused the software. To get them started, what I tried to do was to write a few simple Star logo programs that would allow you to do the basic operations without having to type. So there's a slider which allows you to select how many turtles you want. So I select, say, 4 turtles. Then when I click setup, I have 4 turtles. Now I can give them a forward command. So what this allowed my students to do was to get familiar with the basic operations of Star logo without having to type forward and some of these complicated words.
आज ना थोड़ा आसान कर दिया है बैठ आप जरा एक बार देख लो पहले एक बार आप इधर आ जाओ
Vanchita seems happier after her break in the hills. Sadly, Arjit is no longer with us. His father has taken him home to the village.
4 sides है यहाँ 4 हो तो यहाँ 90 होता 4 into 90 is 360 अगर 5 sides है तो यहाँ पे आप 5 लिखेंगे यहाँ इसको 12 लिखेंगे.
In a program of this kind, one also needs to look to the future.
अब इसको आप now if I say draw circles, all it is doing each turtle is being given a command to move forward 3 steps.
Not only are they training the children, they're also training the trainers so that this entire process does not culminate with just one workshop or with just one seminar, but it should be an ongoing process where it can get internalized and where the state will develop its own competencies.